This might be the smallest 100 amp hour battery I have seen to date. This is a Redodo LifePo 4 100 amp hour battery. It is Ultra Mini, Group 22NF, as in no effing way. Low temp cutoff protection, Bluetooth built inside. We're doing a charging right now. I've got 400 watts of solar on the roof and 7.2 amps going in. So we're actually getting some pretty good sunlight. I like seeing the amperage display because that tells me how much juice I'm getting from the sun. But normally it gives you this 13.4 volts, which is how much charge there is in the battery currently, how much voltage there is currently in the battery. But we're going to do the usual battery testing type stuff. We're going to fill it full, and then we're going to discharge it empty, and we're going to see if it actually is a 100 amp hour battery, because this thing is crazy small. Oh yeah, you get a quick start guide, a product manual, which we never read these things. I mean, you should, but whatever. And then some stickers, lots of stickers. Pretty cool. And then this here is probably the size you're used to seeing. This is a Group 31, which is typical normal car battery size. There's also a Group 27, which is about this size, and a Group 24, which is smaller. And then while that is filling up, there is a Bluetooth app I want to show you real quick. On top of the battery, there is a QR code. Scan that with your phone's camera, and it will give you the App Store or the Play Store version of the app. All right, we've got the app up and running, and these are some batteries of theirs that I've had before. The first one is 140 amp hour battery, which has already been rehomed to somebody. The next one is the one I just showed you in the back of the truck. That's the 165 amp hour battery. But what I need to do is I need to click this plus sign up here, and we can either search for it or we can scan the QR code on top of the battery. I'm just going to go ahead and search for it because I'm too lazy to get back up and walk the 0 feet over there. So let's detect. And I see 100, so 12100 is going to be this battery right here, and 12165 is the one in the truck. So we'll do the 12100. Connection successful. Yay! Device info. There we go. 27% state of charge, and at the current rate of charging, it's going to be all day. I won't bore you with watching this thing charge all day. We've got 99 watts. That's input to the battery. 7.5 amps, 13.2 volts, and if you do all the math, like 13.2 times 7.5 is 99. 27.5 amp hours are in the battery. That's actually really easy math. 27% full, 27% state of charge, 27 amp hours out of a 100 amp hour battery. So that is pretty slick. There we go. Now we're getting some more watts and amps. And you can see the state of balance. It's showing me that all cells are balanced, and that would be, I think it blinks when it's at the point of balancing, but it's not going to balance the cells until it's 100% charged. But currently it's saying that they are all balanced. BMS is working normally. Battery is in optimal condition. Battery info, we've got the device name, which I can edit, so I can make it mine instead of yours, so that if we were both in the same campsite or something, I can tell that this one is mine. Serial number, firmware version, battery firmware, that's crazy. Cycle life 0, so this one came from the factory with 0 cycles on it. I don't know if they zeroed it out after the test or if they just didn't test it. The device cannot be turned off while it's charging. Okay, I don't want to turn the discharge function on or off. Remove device, so to manage the device after removing it, add it once more. No need for that. Turn off, I don't need to turn it off while it's charging. Well, you're not allowed to, but I also don't want to turn it off when it is fully charged. This actually does come in handy. There has been a situation where I have been at a campsite and I had too much trees overhead and Starlink couldn't see the satellite. So I put the Starlink on a battery in the truck. The Starlink dish is on the roof of the truck. The truck is out clear from the trees and the battery is in the back trunk area. It was an SUV at that point. And what I could do, when you go to sleep, you're not using the internet. So you turn it off and you save, 80 amp hours of charge overnight, providing Starlink to nobody. And then after you turn it off, you just plug it back into a charger and it automatically turns itself back on. So you can do that for storage mode or whatever the case may be, but use your batteries. That's what you got them for. Put those batteries to use. So that's the app for you. We got the battery fully charged from the solar panels on the roof. Now it's time to discharge it. And so what I have here is my battery station. We've got the solar charge controller, which charged it up. And now we've got this discharge device. This is a DC load device. And what we do is we pull 10 amps continuously out of the battery until it is absolutely drained. And at the bottom here, there is a capacity reading. And it's going to tell me how much capacity is inside this battery, and we're going to verify that it is, in fact, 100 amp hours. It's probably a little bit more than 100 amp hours just to give you that little bit extra so that the battery lasts a little bit longer. Because as the battery ages, it'll start to lose capacity as you use it. and they just give you a little bit extra so it stays 100 amp hours for a much longer time. So when I hit this button down here in the corner, it's going to start the test, and the little computer that's in here is going to try and maintain a 10 amp continuous discharge from the battery. And we're off. And this whole thing has a separate power supply, so all of the power required to run the display and the computer and the fan and the lights is not coming from the battery. All that thing is doing is taking battery power and turning it into heat in my room. And luckily, the temperature is not going to be too hot today, so having a little heater in here is going to be helpful. Round 1 battery test done. Let's take a look. All right, we ran 10 amps per hour, and we got 101.542 amp hours out of it. And we are down at a voltage of 1 volt. I'd show you what that looks like on the Bluetooth BMS software, but it ain't connectable, which means this battery is dead. And I like to run these down as low as they will go because sometimes they have an internal battery cutoff and sometimes they don't. This one might have an internal battery cutoff, which might have cut off the battery. So that 1 volt reading that I showed you on the tester device might just be the residual voltage that it's getting across the terminals in its cutoff state. I'm going to recharge it, discharge it one more time just to verify that 100 amp hour reading. We're going to give it a fast charge now using the Power Queen charger. This thing puts out 40 amps continuously until that battery is charged, so about 2.5 hours. This is the end of test 2. Check out this number. We are at 102.473 amp hours. So that's 2.5 more amp hours than this battery is rated at. And if you look, we still have that same voltage thing. Like I said, I run this thing down to a voltage cutoff of 0. And what that does is verify that the BMS works properly and cuts the voltage off before this battery gets destroyed. Because if the voltage goes down to 0, you aren't going to be able to recharge this thing, at least not easily. So to put it in perspective, this is a tiny little case on this battery, and what I've been holding here in my hand is a 3 amp hour battery created by my friend Dennis. This has 2.5 more amp hours in it. This is a 3 amp hour battery. Just look at that space comparison there. Just getting that extra 2.5 amp hours inside this tiny little case is pretty amazing. Up until now, this used to be the standard size for 100 amp hour batteries. This is a Group 31. Group 27 is about the same size. A little while ago, you could find Group 24 100 amp hour batteries. I know this is 165, but you know, the size is still Group 31. This one is a Group 22N. It is nano-sized. I guess that's what the N stands for, but this battery is tiny. I'll get you some measurements for it here in a second, but that was the big takeaway that I wanted to give you, is the 2 different sizes in this video. The other thing that I noticed is, and totally unrelated to anything of any importance whatsoever, is that MPPT controller can only get either of these batteries up to 99% state of charge, while the plug-in 40 amp charger can get both of these guys up to 100% state of charge. And as you saw in the capacity testing portion of the video, that is where we got into a couple extra amp hours of capacity delivered through the load device. In the real world, an extra 2 amp hours of battery charge capacity isn't going to make a difference, but the difference between something like 100 and 165, that's a big deal. And for those of you like me that haven't memorized battery dimensions, I'm going to go ahead and measure these. It is, the 22N is 9 inches wide, 5.5 inches deep, and 8.25 inches tall, not including the posts. The Group 31 is 13 inches wide, 7 inches deep, and 8.75 inches tall, not including the posts. I did check, and this battery will fit in an Apache 2800 case, but it is super tight, and I would not recommend it because it only fits in one spot, and it's not a good spot for making a battery box. I guess that means Apache 3800 case is the one that you want for this. And then depending on which battery you're looking at, this thing is only about $30 more than Redodo's other 100 amp hour batteries. Some of them, it's only $10 more than. It depends on which set of features you get. This one here has the low temperature cutoff protection. It's got the Bluetooth technology in it. It's got all the stuff that you are used to seeing in modern 100 amp hour batteries. And on top of that, I've got an 8% off discount code for you linked in the description down below. And some of that is actually like a site-wide discount because they're doing this spring sale over at Redodo. So check out the links in the description down below. On your way down there, hit that subscribe button. I am definitely always on the lookout for new subscribers. If you like content like this, I do content like this because you're watching content like this. So it seems like a match made in heaven. And if you don't like content like this, I have another video right over here for you I think you might enjoy next. Thanks for being awesome. I'll see you over there.